New audio has leaked from the cast of It Ends With Us. This one from Justin Baldoni in a voice memo he sent to Blake Lively in response to her threatening him with her dragons, Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift.
Hey, Blake. It is 2 in the morning. Hopefully this does not wake you up. I want to start with an apology. Man, reading the second part of your message, my heart sank. And I'm really sorry. I for sure fell short, and you worked really hard on that, and the way you framed it, and damn right, you got great friends if that's how you felt and they knew that, and we should all have friends like that, aside from the fact
we think
that
that's Taylor Swift, though we don't know for sure.
The three of you guys together is unbelievable. Talk about energy, just to force all three of you. But I just wanted you to know that I didn't need that, because it's really good and it's gonna make the movie sing like you said, and I'm excited to go through the whole movie with you.
If you thought the Blake Lively and Baldoni controversy was over, think again, because there's a new twist in the tale. At first, it was Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds standing firm, releasing statements and evidence against Justin Baldoni. But now, the tables have turned. Baldoni is the one coming forward with new evidence, flipping the narrative in ways no one saw coming. And just recently, he dropped yet another bombshell, a voicemail he sent to Blake, apologizing for creative differences on set. What does this mean for the ongoing drama? And is there more to the story than what we've seen so far? Let's dive in.
New audio has leaked from the cast of It Ends With Us. This one from Justin Baldoni in a voice memo he sent to Blake Lively in response to her threatening him with her dragons, Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift.
The drama has escalated once again as Baldoni reportedly provided an audio clip to TMZ in which he appears to apologize for the threats he received over a creative clash on set. This latest revelation adds another layer to the ongoing controversy, raising new questions about what really happened behind the scenes.
It is 2 in the morning. Hopefully this does not wake you up. I want to start with an apology. Man, reading the second part of your message, my heart sank, and I'm really sorry. I for sure fell short, and you worked really hard on that, and the way you framed it, and how that made you feel. I just want to say thank you for sharing that with me.
In the next part of the audio, Baldoni appears to struggle with certain claims or threats seemingly tied to Blake's friendship with Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift. There are hints that she might have been considering leaving the movie, as Baldoni can be heard insisting that he wants to complete the entire project with her. If that's the case, it raises serious concerns. Did Blake Lively actually use her connections as leverage to push her demands? If so, this could mean she was prepared to take action against Baldoni through her powerful circle of friends.
And damn right, you got great friends if that's how you felt and they knew that, and we should all have friends like that, aside from the fact
we think
that
that's
two of the most
Taylor
creative
Swift,
people
though
on
we
the
don't know
planet.
for sure.
The three of you guys together is unbelievable. Talk about energy, and just to force all three of you. But I just wanted you to know that I didn't need that, because it's really good and it's gonna make the movie sing like you said, and I'm excited to go through the whole movie with you.
In the alleged audio, Baldoni seems almost in awe of the idea of sharing the screen with Blake Lively. He repeatedly emphasizes their combined creative vision, expressing confidence that together they can bring the movie to life in the best possible way. He even reinforces the idea that they don't need any outside help, just the two of them, relying on their talents to get it done.
I'm just excited to spend time with you. I'm excited to be in your sphere and your presence, and for us to share creative juices together,
mouth.
although that sounds terrible. You know, I think, and you and I have been trying to build a relationship, which I think we've done successfully. I mean, here we are talking like this, me into my phone at 2 in the morning, but there's nothing more exciting to me like that I get to work with Blake Lively.
But as the audio progressed, things started to take a strange turn on Baldoni's side. He made a comment about Blake being surrounded by her baby, and even allegedly mentioned her which comes off as questionable and inappropriate. While it's possible that this was a reaction to something they had discussed earlier, the remark still raises eyebrows and adds another layer of discomfort to the already messy situation.
Anyways, I have so much more to say. I'm gonna stop rambling because Jesus Christ, it's been 6 minutes and 30 seconds, so me. I'm sorry. You probably have kids all over you and a baby on your and you're listening to me ramble at 2 in the morning.
He's an odd man.
After the release of the audio, speculation has been running wild on social media. From news networks to YouTubers, everyone is weighing in on the situation. Some believe the recording works in Baldoni's favor, portraying him as someone trying to mend things. Others, however, find certain parts of the audio inappropriate, questioning his choice of words and the intent behind them. Megyn Kelly has weighed in on the new audio tape, claiming that it was released by Justin Baldoni's team to TMZ. They might have released this audio to tell the audience that he is not an evil harasser. In the audio, Baldoni can be heard apologizing to Blake Lively for some sort of miscommunication between the actors. Kelly responded to the audio by saying that if anyone wants to understand how to be a feminist, they should listen to this tape.
And I will play you a 2-minute summary of the 7-minute groveling apology he sent her in this voicemail at 2 a.m. It's interesting, by the way, he has it. I guess he was taping his own voicemails, because this is, according to TMZ, coming from him or his team, not from her. I think the point of it is to show us that he was not some evil harasser. He was, he was subjugated to her and Ryan Reynolds, and clearly afraid of both of them. This guy's been to a few too many how to be a feminist classes.
Reacting to the latter part of the audio, where Justin Baldoni made remarks about her while children were around, Megyn was visibly shocked and called him an odd man. She went on to say that it was completely inappropriate and unsettling for anyone to send such an audio message, especially that late at night.
He's an odd man. This is an odd man. I can't imagine receiving a 7-minute, I guess it was a voice memo that he did on his own phone center. Why? Nobody wants a 7-minute voice memo or voicemail from anybody.
Megyn also shared her perspective on the entire situation, describing it as a scenario where an emasculated man is desperately pleading for his involvement in the project to its lead star. While she made it clear that Justin Baldoni is not a harasser, she did acknowledge that his behavior comes off as strange and somewhat desperate. However, she also emphasized that this does not necessarily validate Blake Lively's narrative either.
What I hear is an emasculated man who is probably not a harasser, but is a bootlicker, begging for his star to treat him well and let him participate in his own movie, which doesn't exactly make Justin look great, but it certainly doesn't support her narrative that he was this evil, brutal, bully, sexual harasser, and poor little meek, powerless Blake just had to deal with his aggressive advances. That's just so obviously a lie at this point.
Popcorn Planet also weighed in on the leaked audio, stating that there doesn't seem to be anything incriminating against Justin Baldoni. They pointed out that rather than displaying any inappropriate behavior, Baldoni appears to be making an effort to maintain a positive relationship with Blake Lively. In doing so, he is seemingly allowing her to take control over the film, which contradicts the narrative that he was trying to wrestle power away from her.
I mean, I gotta be honest, I really like what he's saying here. He's owning things that he didn't even need to have to own to try to make the relationship better. This guy doesn't sound like the way Blake's painting him. Now look, this doesn't sound good now given everything he's claiming. It does sound like he's giving her open invite to just take over the film, to be fair. But I understand why he's doing it, because he's the director, producer. He needs her to be aligned. They need to be on the same page. He needs to please her, placate her ego. But my God, he doesn't need to apologize for these people. Look how he's overdoing it to try to make sure that the relationship and the chemistry works.
Jesse Weber from Law and Crime Network also reacted to the leaked audio, questioning its relevance and impact on Justin Baldoni's case. He pointed out that there is no indication that Baldoni's legal team was responsible for leaking the clip, raising doubts about who might have released it and for what purpose. Weber further argued that the timing of Baldoni's response at 2 a.m. should not be considered awkward or inappropriate, as it came just 10 minutes after Blake Lively's initial text.
Was it actually leaked by Baldoni's side? Would he want everyone to hear this? Does it really help his case? Because in this leaked voice note, apparently sent at 2 in the morning, Baldoni addresses the tension surrounding the writing of this rooftop scene head on, offering what he seems to suggest is a heartfelt apology. Now, by the way, keep in mind something. 2 a.m. may sound like a strange time to leave a voice note, and arguably it might be, but it's our understanding this may have come 10 minutes or so after Lively had texted Baldoni about her concerns over his reaction to her rewrites of that scene.
Jesse Weber provided key insights into the connection between the leaked voice recording and the lawsuit, backing up his argument with text messages from the case. He explained that in the audio, Justin Baldoni appears to be referring to an incident involving Blake Lively during a rooftop scene, one that Lively herself rewrote and was later praised for by Taylor Swift and Ryan Reynolds in a private meeting. Weber pointed out that Baldoni's lawsuit explicitly states that this moment left him feeling sidelined and compelled to accept Lively's creative control over the project.
Baldoni claims that he felt compelled to follow Lively's script revisions after receiving praise from her powerful circle, Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift, who allegedly complimented Lively's work during a meeting at her Manhattan penthouse, that they were telling Baldoni how great this was. And text messages from the lawsuit reveal that Baldoni was telling Lively, quote, "Also was working on rooftop scene today. I really love what you did. It does help a lot. Makes it so much more fun and interesting. And I would have felt that way without Ryan and Taylor." So he arguably could be seen to be backtracking and saying, no, your revisions are great. He has come out and basically said, the only reason I said that is because I felt this pressure from A-listers like Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift.
Candace also weighed in on the leaked audio, interpreting it as a desperate attempt by Justin Baldoni to salvage his position in the project. She argued that the recording reveals how Baldoni felt pressured into accepting the rewritten rooftop scene, largely due to the influence of Blake Lively's A-list friends, Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift. In her words, the audio does not incriminate Baldoni, but rather highlights the power imbalance at play, showing how he was essentially forced to concede creative control.
And it's important, I'm telling you that, because he has now leaked, or someone on his team has leaked this voicemail. And we're going to listen to it because it really helps you understand how much he fell over himself to grovel and apologize. And essentially, he felt he had no option and moved to include her new rewrite, emphasis on her new rewrite of the scene, in order to, I guess, kowtow to these A-listers. Like it's Taylor Swift. He feels there's an implicit threat here. Like, this is a dragon that can kill you. So be very careful. Here's my pet dragon. It's very scary.
Candace also emphasized that the audio suggests Justin Baldoni was afraid of Taylor Swift's influence, pointing out that in Hollywood, you can't go against Taylor Swift if you're a guy. And in her words, the reason is that she has this fan base which would believe every single thing she would say, and Lively and Blake knows that.
Because he was terrified of Taylor Swift. He was terrified of Taylor Swift. You don't want to go up against Taylor Swift when you are a guy, okay? Because she can ruin you. She can literally ruin you. She has these fans who hang on every single word that she sings. Blake knows that, Ryan knows that, and now Justin Baldoni is just basically saying, I fold.
Spill Sesh analyzed the leaked audio, stating that it was likely released by Justin Baldoni's team to reinforce the narrative that he is not a harasser, but rather a gentleman. However, they noted that the emergence of the audio has only deepened the divide, with people taking sides based on their own interpretations. While some believe Baldoni's version of events and see him as a victim of industry power dynamics, others remain skeptical, questioning his conduct and the motivations behind his words.
He's clearly releasing it now to try and show the public that he was trying to be nice and cater to Blake's creative wants in the project, but he is alleging in his lawsuit still that she ended up taking over the film completely. There's a lot of people that are listening to this that are feeling bad for him. There's a lot of people that are also saying that they're a little creeped out by him sending this to her. They feel like it's long, and some of the things that he said, they just feel like a boss should not be saying this to an employee. Some people are defending Justin, though, and saying that he's defending himself by putting this out there. He's just being nice.
TMZ podcaster Charlie Neff took a much harsher stance, outright declaring Justin Baldoni a creep based on the leaked audio. She specifically pointed to what she deemed the inappropriate part of the recording, stating that if a co-worker had sent her something similar, she would have felt deeply uncomfortable.
I felt like this voice note was inappropriate. I feel like if a coworker, like if Derek sent this voice note to me, I would be like, wow, what a creep.
Yeah.
I mean, at one point he's like, oh, you probably got a child on your boob.
Yeah.
And then he says things like, oh, I get all of you. And he says it like so deeply.
And there's a portion about we are the secret sauce to this
Yeah.
whole thing.
He's like, I can't wait to mix juices, creative juices. And he's like, oh, that might sound weird. And it's like, oh.
This leaked audio has undeniably shifted the narrative, adding new layers to an already complex controversy. While Justin Baldoni's team may have intended for this recording to work in his favor, showing him as someone merely caught in the crossfire, it hasn't been without consequences. On one hand, it supports his claim that Blake Lively and her powerful circle, including Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift, held significant creative control over the project. It suggests that Baldoni felt pressured and sidelined, reinforcing his argument that this was not an equal collaboration. However, the audio also brings to light some uncomfortable moments that cannot be ignored. His remark about Blake being surrounded by her baby and the alleged reference to her body have raised eyebrows, making some question his professionalism. While this doesn't necessarily incriminate him, it certainly complicates the public's perception of the situation. What's clear is that this controversy is far from over, with opinions sharply divided, some seeing Baldoni as a victim of Hollywood power dynamics and others questioning his conduct. The stakes are only getting higher. And let's not forget, the court has scheduled a hearing for March this year. That's when we might finally get a clearer picture of where this dispute is headed and whether the legal proceedings will bring new revelations. Until then, this remains a saga filled with twists and turns, and we'll just have to wait and see how it all unfolds. What do you think about this leaked audio? Does it support Baldoni's claims, or does it hint at something questionable on his part as well? Share your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned for more updates as this drama continues to unfold.